Wow, corporate governance doesn't sound very exciting or sexy, does it? Sounds like something we've got to attend to because it's sort of legal and detailed, but not something which is particularly exciting. Whereas I actually think it's a really important and really exciting subject. I think it's the way in which we interpret it that's really important. So let's look at the words in there. So the corporate, the company. The word company actually comes from the Latin. It comes from those people who you spend time with. Um, and what's governance? Governance is the way in which a group of people who you spend time with are led. And business, because that's what corporate governance is in the context of business. Um, Business is how you do the work that you need to do. So corporate governance is actually how do you lead the people you are with in order to deliver the goods and services that you want to deliver. So that for me is what corporate governance is about. And when you think about it as opposed to a sort of a legal obligation, think about it as a flow of leadership, it becomes really important. And the reason we've chosen to talk about corporate governance is because in our clients, we see a lot of confusion around this subject. And that confusion causes pain and uncertainty for the people in the business. It manifests as poor service and poor product quality for the customers of the business, and it affects profits. Good governance is synonymous with a well-run, profitable business. So I want to just give you a way of thinking about how you can approach the subject of governance. And what I'd invite you to do is get 5 pieces of paper. You could have post-it notes, I want you to write separate things on each piece of the paper. On the first paper, I'd like you to write the executive team, the people who lead the business. And the question there is, are they actually a team, or is it a single leader work group whereby there's one CEO who tells everybody what to do, and then that then gets executed by people who lead functions? Because that's not an executive team. So, first piece of paper, executive team. Second piece of paper, leadership community. Do the people who are in leadership positions in your organization know they are in leadership positions in relation to the whole, or do they think they just need to be responsible for their bit of the operation? So that's the second one. The third one is the company. Everybody who you are in company with, in relationship to, everybody in the business. How do you connect to them? So that's the third piece of paper, the company. The fourth piece of paper is purpose and values. What is your company here to do? And if your answer is to maximize shareholder value, or even worse, to generate wealth for the people who started the business, then the research will show that that business is unlikely to be sustainable and unlikely to be effective over time. So the fourth thing is purpose and values. And the fifth one is the non-executive directors, or any group of people that are independent of your business, but whom guide it, who can actually be honest brokers, telling the leadership team and giving them advice to keep them consistent to their purpose and their values. It's a bit like a judiciary in a society. In the UK, we've had this problem recently with an ex-prime minister who's now left the House of Commons. And the reason that has happened is because he broke the law. So the judiciary is separate from the system. And when you don't have that separate judiciary, It's very dangerous. That way comes totalitarian societies and totalitarian organisational systems. So 5 pieces of paper: non-exec, executive team, leadership community, company, and purpose and values. And just put those down and have a look at them. Play around with them about your organisation and just see what comes up. And whatever you learn and whatever this view of these 5 pieces of paper generates for you, start a conversation with your colleagues about that and about how you might improve it. Knowing that any improvement you make in the flow of leadership, also corporate governance, will inevitably have a positive impact on your profitability and your sustainability.